How are you doing today, my lazies? Today we're extending the How to Fix a DCEU series with the tragic Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. The movie everyone was excited for, just to be let down dramatically. Let's dive in. Now, this movie, the extended version at least, was actually very good. The cinematic release was awful and memeable, but seeing the full version actually makes you appreciate the vision more, even though it still has heavy flaws. Having Lex Luthor as the villain and using this to justify the creation of the Justice League sounds good on paper, was just poorly executed and timed. The reason Captain America Civil War worked so well is the growing tensions with the actual team that was already established. Doing the reverse only works if Batman and Superman are already established through movies first to show their opposing ideals, then bring the tension. Having them meet and clash ideals to make an epic fight that gets people excited. The whole connection was terrible and weird. There were many ways to stop this epic fight considering the situation. Making Riddler Luthor the main antagonist and creating Doomsday was too ambitious and just added too much in the movie at once. Doomsday should have been saved for the Justice League movie as the main villain so tensions could build for Darkseid like they tried to do in the Justice League movie. That would have added more impact for the story while creating the Doomsday story for Superman to show how important he is to the League. The animated movie series did this beautifully. Several things could have sparked from saving Doomsday for the Justice League movie. For one, to try and fill the role or the hole that Superman left behind, we could have Lex creating Superboy after realizing how important Superman was, and have the Reign of the Superman storyline introducing Steel, Eradicator, and Cyborg Superman while plugging in the Darkseid portal situation they did in the animated movie. That would have been an epic way to introduce the Super Family and Darkseid. Another great thing they could have done is introduce Supergirl right after Superman's death, considering Zod existed in this storyline. They could have had her try to fill in for her cousin and aid in reviving him so they could introduce her to the Super Family. Even better, they could have combined both stories to build the Super Family and prepare for the Titans Initiative or Young Justice. So many different things could have spawned if Doomsday was placed correctly. The main focus of the story should have been Batman and Superman fighting, then coming together to beat Lex. A strategic battle with Bruce versus Lex, while simultaneously having a physical battle with Superman and Lex in his suit, would have been an epic way to showcase the dynamic duo while building the team aspect to start the Justice League, since Batman was already looking into potential recruits. The most optimal solution would be to do what the MCU did and establish the relationship with the characters first, then have the building tensions create a civil war, but that doesn't mean you can't build a team better by doing it in the beginning to create the opposite effect. Instead of building, then breaking down, we break down and rebuild. Perfect foil for the MCU formula, and you have room to build upon the established story and introduce new relevant characters. The Batman aspect could have been expanded as well. We have the death in the family storyline that was hinted at, and it was Nightwing instead of Red Hood. Instead of connecting the Man of Steel issue with Bruce's father, why not connect it to Grayson's death instead to make that storyline more relevant and create an issue that connects to the overall story being established? Imagine introducing Damian or the other Robins to establish more Batman lore in the movie. This was more of a Superman sequel rather than a Clash of Titans. No Batman villains or overarching story other than the connection with his parents and vague Easter eggs that have no relevance to the actual plot. To make Lex seem more sinister, why not have him work with Ra's, considering he's connected to Deathstroke at the end of the movie, and revive Grayson in a Nightwing or Red Hood similar to the Red Hood storyline? Imagine how epic that would have been. Would have shown creativity and brought in most people's favorite Robin to live action. Sure, the comic stands would riot, yet be pleasantly surprised, and you could hint that there will be a flashpoint to reset everything soon. Having a Batman antagonist and Superman antagonist in a movie where they're in conflict would be epic. It would add more to both stories as they would see the conflict in Superman's previous battle on both sides. Hell, they could do the same with Bruce's dad and make him Talon to leave open the possibility of a Court of Owls centered Batman movie. Either one would be cool, and then you can make a movie with the other. Make the Batman v Superman conflict either Nightwing or Talon, then make the Batman movie whichever one you didn't use yet, and introduce the Court of Owls and the Shadows. See how I created new interesting stories out of the Batman v Superman conflict that aren't even comics tied, yet would still pique interest? And that's for both Batman and Superman. I don't even like Superman, and I can still make a more interesting story for him out of this conflict than they did on the big screen. Let me know your thoughts and theories on how to fix the movie as well. I love to see your creative thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, and until next time, stay lazy.